What's up, polish friends? If you're new here, I'm Summer, also known as Always Polish Life on Instagram. And in this video, I'm bringing you some fall gradient nail art. It's that time of year where the leaves are falling and there's a chill in the air. Except I live in Florida and I don't get any of that. But that doesn't mean that I can't enjoy some fall nail art. Keep watching, I'll show you. To get this fall gradient look, I used this color palette. Let's take a closer look. For the darkest brown, I'll be using Dr. Remedy's Desire, a rich chocolatey brown. The lighter brown I'll be using is Don't Be Suspicious by my favorite mainstream brand, Orly. I'll also be using Orly's Roam With Me and Sweet Thing for the lighter shades. But before I start the gradient, I need to suit up with the base coat. I'll be using Orly's Bonder base coat because it's easy to apply, prevents staining, and promotes a long-lasting manicure without chipping. After the base coat, I add my base colors. To my pinky, I use 2 coats of Orly's Don't Be Suspicious, the lighter of the 2 browns, and to my ring nail, since it will be a gradient nail, I use 2 coats of Orly's Sweet Thing, the lightest shade. I repeat 2 coats of Sweet Thing on my middle nail, since it will also be a gradient nail, and I paint 2 coats of Don't Be Suspicious on both my pointer and thumbnails. I'll be sponging on the gradient with a makeup wedge, and with not too rhyme or reason, I start adding the dots of each polish onto the makeup wedge. I don't dot the entire area of the makeup wedge because my nails aren't that big. I then sponge on the polish to my ring nail, and this is the result. But I want a little more brown, so I repeat this step without changing the makeup wedge since the polish on it is still wet. I do one more sponging on my ring nail to deepen the gradient, and then while the polish is wet, I use my large cleanup brush dipped in acetone to clean up the polish on my skin. I skipped the liquid latex this time because these colors don't typically stain the skin and the cleanup wasn't too messy. Once cleanup on my ring nail is finished, I start over with the middle nail. Same makeup wedge because why be wasteful? And I still don't have much rhyme or reason as to where I place the dots of polish on the wedge. I dab on the polish to my middle nail, but I still want a little more brown on that nail, so I dot on the makeup wedge for the last time. Then I dab on the polish to my middle nail, and voila, another gradient. I do a little cleanup around my skin, and now I'm ready to stamp. I'll be using Uber Chic Beauty's OG Lovely Leaves plate, which I've had for years now and love using it every fall for nail art. The assortment of leaf images is very versatile and look really lovely stamped in gold, which is what I'll be stamping over my gradient using What's Up Nails Go for Gild. Most of my stamping polishes are from Maniology, courtesy of the Mani by Me box, but this gold is more opaque and really stands out. Using this image, I swipe my polish, swipe my scraper, and roll my stamper to get this perfect image. I place the stamp on my ring nail, Then repeat these steps to produce an image on my middle nail. To prevent my stamps from smudging, I use Maniology's smudge-free top coat on my ring nail and middle nail. In full fall style, I'm going to make this fall mani matte using Orly's matte top coat. I really like Orly's matte top coat because it's not slow to dry and is hard to indent once it is dry. And it's actually matte. Have you ever been disappointed with the shininess of a matte top coat? Let me know in the comments because I sure have. And here's the finished look. A classy, moody, leafy fall mani. What do you think of this fall look I created? Let me know in the comments if you think it's fall-licious or a little basic. I'm my own worst critic, so don't worry about hurting my feelings. Thanks for hanging out with me, and catch me in between videos on Instagram @AlwaysPolishLife. Until next time, stay polished, my friends.